with Facebook. Well, it says we're live, and hello, Tracey Noriega here, paying it forward to you on Power to the Peeps. Peeps being positive, extraordinary, everyday people stories. And today I have the lovely Benita Lede, and one of my favorite people. And she founded the company called A Unique Heart, and Unique Heart puts out what's called Love in a Box, which is a cute little self-love, package. She started here with her journal, which that was, I believe, the first item that she ever made, and it's really beautiful. It has little short stories where she illustrates, certain things about reflectiveness for yourself, and has exercises to make self-love a ritual, if you will, a time to check in with yourselves. And especially us ladies have a great way of putting ourselves last as we push everybody up on the priority list. So she came out with that. And then Love in a Box is, a whole bunch of items together, including this cute little cup reminding you that somebody loves you.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Somebody loves.
yeah, you've been busy. Last time we talked was just leading up to your year anniversary of A Unique Heart, along with the Houston Self Love Day on August 10th. And since then, like, you've just been going off. I've seen you on some podcasts, on some shows, some TV shows, and latest was Ivy McGregor. Did you want to talk about that? I was like, wow, not everybody knows who she is, so I think it goes without saying. I know she's a mentor of yours, if you want to tell
Yes,
people who she is.
yes. Ivy McGregor is, my God, like, she is the epitome of um, philanthropist to the highest. She is a global philanthropist. She is the global director for Beyonce.
Mm.
And yeah, and she's also she's just a magnificent woman that just has the heart to serve and lead. And so she developed this community last year, and she just said, okay, we're going to develop a community, we're going to serve, and we want people to know the importance of serving. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, and so it was huge. And so we met, and I actually met her at an event that her and her sister, which is another good friend of mine, Charlotte Stallings, and her niece, they did last year, and it was called Shift Hers. And so we were there, and when I tell you they knocked me off my feet, like that was like the beginning stages of the shift that I could see coming, because it was right after you and I met at our conference in California. So
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, so it's like all these things were lining up, and so I was all excited. I was telling her about Love in the Box and all of that, and she was like, she said, you should come to my mentoring program in New York in March, is what she said. I was like, okay. And, when she said it, I was like, Ivan McGregor, mentoring? Done. You know what I mean? Like, like done. Yeah, how do I buy my ticket?
Yeah.
And okay, I'm gonna be mentored by one of the best. I was like, yes,
Awesome.
yeah. And so got to New York in March, and when I tell you, we had a phenomenal, like it was
Was
just,
that good?
oh my God, it was just amazing. The spirit was high. We got spiritually fed. I mean, we were just, it was like being on top of the world, it's one of those things where you kind of can't explain it. There's not even a word to describe it. And so from there, we celebrated, and came back home, and she gave us an opportunity to have like one-on-one counseling, coaching sessions with her, consulting. So we did that. We got home, and I remember reaching out to her like in March. I want to ask you something, Tracey, before we
Yeah.
finish this. What is this on your personal page? Because I was trying to share it. Is it on your personal page or
It's
your
on.
business?
It's actually on the Power to the Peeps.
Okay.
So it's on
Um,
the Pay It Forward Productions.
okay. So
Yeah,
is it pay it forward or
Pay
pay it?
It, and then with a number 4,
Got it.
WARD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying. That's why you keep seeing me look down. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to share it so some of people can see it.
Well, I thank you for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I want them to see. They need to know who Tracey is. There it is. I think that's it. Here it is. Okay, there it is. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so now I can yes, there we go. Okay, so now let me share. Okay. I'm just putting it in right now. Sorry guys, but when
She's
you
there
tell somebody
promoting.
good, yes, I have to know they have to know who Tracey is. I'm sorry. A
Well,
unique
thank you.
heart.
No, you're paying it forward, and that's the whole reciprocal thing, right?
Our loves is our love. So we gotta know, we gotta let the people know who Tracey is. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
As I was saying, so we did the amazing celebration, and
Mhm.
and so we got back. So here's the deal. So we get back. We went to the conference. The conference was like in the beginning of March, right?
Mhm.
So COVID hit right after we came back.
Yeah.
Right after we came back. Okay. So when I tell you we got into New York in the nick of time, in and out, because
Oh,
New York was one of the cities that,
epicenters. Yeah.
yeah, that was most impacted. So every year I'm kind of spoiled, especially when it comes down to my birthday. Like,
Mhm.
since 45, I've been, a light bulb went off and I still started feeling like I needed to celebrate and love on myself, right?
Yeah.
So March 19th came around and COVID was in the brink of,
Mhm.
that's when everything shut down. Like it was, you can't do anything, right? So I'm sad because I can't, like this is the first time in my life that a restaurant has been closed. I can't even get a group of ladies to
Yeah.
go have, a group of ladies just to go and break bread for my birthday. So I'm
Mhm.
sad. So a day before, I think I called Ivy like I want to say like 2 days before my birthday. And I was trying to be positive and trying to think about the stuff that our coach gave us, to tell us what to do, because she's always telling us to, keep moving forward, keep showing
Mhm.
up no matter what or whatever. And then I said, well, let me call Ivy and let me see what she says. So the first thing she says is, well, what's wrong? I hear something in your voice. I said, well, I'm kind of sad. I can't celebrate my birthday. She was like, okay, sister, let me pray for you right now. Let's change this energy. I was like, okay. So she prayed for me. And then she was like, okay, we all got to figure this out, Benita. I was like, okay. She said, but in the meantime, you have something that we need. She said,
Mhm.
just start going live, start having conversations about love, start, sharing your love the best way you can, because the people need the love. We need to be encouraged. I was like, okay, I can do that. But you
Yeah.
know me, I'm like, how, what, when,
Yeah. Yeah.
who, didn't have none of my stuff together. And so, I had to meditate on it and think about how I was going to do it. And I still didn't do it eventually. I did it like 1 or 2 times, but I wasn't consistent with it. And then I really didn't know exactly how I wanted to do it. So I let a little time pass or whatever. And then from there, that's when I started to just say, you know what, COVID is not going anywhere. I'm really going to
Mhm.
have to be creative, and I'm really going to have to think outside the box and figure out how to bring this love to people. And
Mhm.
that's kind of what happened. But she is phenomenal. And so as the time passed with COVID, we had some other things planned that we were going to do. We were actually going to do a trip to Africa for the
Mm.
year. We were going to celebrate her birthday, go back to New York, celebrate her birthday in September. But all of that, those
Yeah.
plans changed. So in exchange for that, she said, you know what? Going to put together a directory. She said, we have some amazing people in our group and we all need to know what each other are doing. So she was like, okay, we're going to put together this directory and we call it Global Exchange, because we have people international all over the world, that's a part of the group. I said, okay. So we put that together, whatever. I never even thought that, I just thinking this for
Just
us,
yeah.
yeah, never even
An
thought.
internal thing, right? For
Yeah,
your coaching group. Yeah.
right. And I knew that, she was friends like with Oprah and Tyler and all of that, but
Mhm.
never in my wildest dream, that when she announced the anniversary and she said, okay, she was like, the digital publication is done. She said, and guess what? And it's like, we were like, what? And she was like, I got an amazing surprise for y'all. She didn't tell us to like probably 2, 3 days or something before it.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then
That's
like,
exciting.
oh my God. And then she was like, and because she had to announce who the people were going to be there. And then she said, and guess what? They're going to be a part of the publication. I was like, oh my God, like who would ever think my little small company, would be in the first commemorative publication for Ivy McGregor, TD Jakes, Oprah, and Tyler Perry. Like, who would ever think that,
Well, I'm glad I know you while you're still small and you remember me.
Oh, girl, listen, let me tell you
You're
something.
gonna have to get that plaqued, right? And put that in a nice little
Yes,
frame and have that up
yes.
there.
I
Yeah.
am. Let me just tell you, I have such a unique heart. I don't care who I know, who I meet. I will always remain humble. Always,
Yeah,
always. I will always remain humble and genuine because that's who I am.
I feel that.
Yeah, I can't let things and material things and people and all that change me. It just,
Mm,
that's just not who
mm.
I am. So
And I like
you don't.
that you live in Humble, Texas, too. There's
Yes,
no
it's
irony there.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
So,
So,
so what's new with Unique Heart and Love in a Box? I've been seeing that you've been doing some custom work for like customizing the boxes. Because for those of you who don't know, there's when you go to her website, that's right down there, scrolling at the bottom, and in the
mhm.
description, you'll find that the box has the journal, the cup, a couple cute little other. Oh, there it is. It's such a nice
Yeah,
box too. I had to keep the box because I'm just like, this box is
yes.
too good. So.
And, and it said,
Yep, somebody loves
right.
you, baby.
How do I say
You
it? There
you
we
need to
go.
put a lollipop
Somebody
in there too.
said, somebody, okay, that's a
Uh,
good idea.
yeah, because it always makes me think of Kojak for those of us who are, old enough to know that, mature enough to know that,
Right.
right? But yeah, so what's
Exactly.
going on with, I mean, I'm sure it's probably going to be exploding now that you're in that publication, but what other things has Unique Heart got going on and Love in the Box that you got on your radar
So,
that you'd like other people to know about?
yes. So I am one of the things that I'm going to be doing. Well, I'm already doing it. I'm doing the custom boxes with Unique Heart, and it just kind of took off
Mm,
because one friend of mine called me up and she said, "I'd like to do something special for my pastor." I was like, "Okay, fine. What you want to
mm,
do? Let's make it special." She was like, "I want to get a box, but I want to do like some roses and add some other things too." And I'm like,
mhm,
"Oh my God!" Like I was like, "Yes," I was all into it. Like
mm.
she was like, "What does your schedule look like?" I said, "Listen, I got 3 good hours. We can make it happen."
Yeah.
And so when it got the roses and got the box, we added some perfume with it. She has a book. We put a book with it.
Aw.
Yeah, we did roses. I bought a card to put in there and everything, and I hand delivered it to the young lady. And the pastor, she was from Nigeria, and so the other pastor that my friend teamed up was from Nigeria. So basically, this was a request away from Nigeria that we got together and made happen. And I hand, specially hand delivered it to the young lady. We caught it. My God, when I tell you, she will never forget this birthday ever.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm all about. Love in a box. It is really to inspire. It is the element of surprise. It can also heal you. It's like it
Mhm.
has components to the love in the box. One of the things that people really love about love in the box is the journal. It is
Yes.
a self-love journal.
Yeah,
When I
I'll
tell
go through. I love this one. I'll go through there and handpick one. And this morning I had one too. Where I'm like, okay, well, just give me a little word of inspiration. It was like, I have the freedom and power to create the life I desire. And I'm all,
That's it. And that's what
amen.
you're doing right now. That's
Yeah.
exactly what you're doing right now. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
what it is this is a journal to really inspire you to bring the best out of you. You have daily check-ins in the journal to where you have to really face your emotions on what you're going through that day. You can be in a joyful emotion. You can be in a sad emotion. It's
Mhm.
okay. It's you. It's your journey. It's your story. Who is the better person to be your cheerleader than yourself? You got
Yeah.
to cheer yourself on, especially if it's a dream or goal or aspiration that you want to do. It can be something with your husband, your children. It's whatever you make it what you want to do.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, this journal will lead you in the right direction. There is things like, for instance, when you wake up, you have to say how you're feeling, and
Feeling right. Which is,
it,
yeah, you got to check in with yourself. Sometimes you don't know. You're right on the wrong side of the bed.
that's
Yeah.
right. It literally makes you think about it, and I even put like a little heart pen in there. There's different kinds that I have
Mhm.
for heart pens. There's different kinds depending on whichever vendor it is. And
Mhm.
then also in the box, which everybody love, I have different variations of the heart necklace because the vendors change. And like one of my shipments got held up in China. I couldn't even get it. They haven't even shipped it out. So on this one, I have different heart necklace.
Oh, okay.
You can see that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, totally different. Yeah.
totally different from the one that you
Yeah,
have.
yeah. So,
Yeah, because of the
so
vendor.
yeah, items will change.
Yeah, times will change, but the point is that you still get your heart necklace, and then as
Mhm.
Tracy says, we have our love in a box. It's the mug. It's the somebody.
Love in a cup. Ruben loves to call you the love in a cup lady.
Her husband calls me love in the cup. And then, there's meditation rumination tea, and
Yes.
I tell you that this tea
That was yummy
is
tea.
so
I
good.
I saved that thing so I could
It,
try to get some more. I actually made some nice iced tea out of it too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's one of the things I'm going to do. I think that I'm going to put the tea on there, like maybe as a separate option. So like when people run out of tea and then they
Mhm.
they want some more tea, they might be able, they can just order just the tea, instead of having to order
Yeah.
the whole box. And then there's affirmation cards in there. I'll just read off one or two to you.
Mhm.
Like they look like this, but they're affirmation cards that just kind of remind you that you are loved, and just kind of keep that positive energy flowing for you.
Mhm.
Like this one says, my heart is free from all past hurts. My soul is empowered through the healing of my heart. And
Mhm.
the reason why that is so important is because your heart carries all of your emotions. It
Mhm.
carries all of your emotions. And so if you don't get your emotions out, it can make you sick. It can literally turn into cancer. Like
Mhm.
bitterness and resentment and unforgiveness, those things are deadly. They will kill you in the long run. So you have to
Mhm.
get those emotions out. And then I have little fun things in there, like the little candle. So
Yeah.
when you meditate, you can light your candle and write in your journal. And then also I have the self-love guide. I actually tell you what to do in there. You
Mhm.
don't just give you this box and you got to figure out what to do with it. And then also there's self-love activities. I give you 25 ways to love on yourself. I mean,
Mhm.
how awesome is that? My platform is love. I love love. Everything I do has love in it. And so when I was creating the box, I was creating it with you in mind, things that would make you feel special, because we
Mhm.
need that. We need love right now so much in the pandemic. We need it. And
So
then
true.
one of the last things that people like in there. So now these are different mirrors. Some people got like the heart mirrors. Again, different vendor. So
Mhm.
like this one is a butterfly. I don't know if you can
Aw.
see that.
Yeah,
The
cute. Yes,
butterfly.
yes.
And then this one is a handbag. And
Aw.
that, for people who love handbags. And then this one is a stiletto for people who love shoes. We got our stilettos and our shoe ladies. So those are the different types of mirrors that come in there. But I just created everything in it with you in mind. And it's a gift that lasts for a lifetime. It's not a gift. Sometimes you receive flowers, you receive a card, when it's over, you toss it to the side. This is something that you can keep forever and hold near and dear to your heart. And then it also blesses others. If it's something you don't need, then share it with others. Like Tracy and I was talking before, and we was like, okay, people will share, talk about a good movie,
Mhm.
the next blockbuster movie that's coming out, Chick-fil-A's new chicken sandwich, the Popeyes. Okay, share love in the box. Share the good things about it, because it blesses people. It'll bless you and it'll bless others.
Yeah, so true. And right now in this pandemic, with fear being really actually the virus, the only, I think the real vaccine is love. And we got to make love contagious because, just to obliterate all of that and, learn how to love on ourselves because it's just not taught. It's just not taught. And That's the other reason I want to have you on, and I believe in your product and have purchased not only for myself but gifted it to others as well,
Yes,
to teach that, because that just really does. We don't get taught so many things, that are so really vital to us. And what you said, yeah, about expressing our emotions, getting in touch, and we don't know how to be our own cheerleader. We don't even know how to be our own best friend.
that's right.
And these are those steps to do that, because when we improve our relationship with ourselves, it really does, improve our relationship with everyone else as well. And so, yes, let us spread the self-love sermon. And yeah, when you love yourself, you're loving on everyone else. And you just got to remember that somebody loves you, baby. So,
That's right.
yeah. So keep it, everybody. She's on Facebook. I have all her stuff. She's on, if you're on Instagram, she's on there too. And I know she's starting a community that's going to be, so if you follow her on Facebook or Instagram, you'll learn about the community where she's going to be doing a lot more stuff to promote self-love. Anything you want to say about that before we jump off?
The only thing I want to say is I will be on tonight on the gospelradionation.com. I'll actually be having an interview with two wonderful hosts, Terry and Tori Smith. They are radio personalities, loving, beautiful couple, just beautiful inside and out. So I will be on their radio show tonight if you want to listen in. So it's gospelradionation.com. It's where I'll be
Awesome.
tonight. And as far as Love in a Box, and you want to know more about A Unique Heart, I am on all social media platforms under A Unique Heart. And if you can't locate me, just inbox me, Benita Ledette, on Facebook, and I can point you in the right direction. And then also, if you have, I have Live with Ledette conversations.
Mhm.
They have been some interesting conversations when I
Yes,
tell
you
you.
have.
Oh my God, like they will bless you. And so if you've missed those conversations, I encourage you to go on my YouTube channel, A Unique Heart, and we'll put the link in there on this conversation, probably when Tracey jumps off. So if you
Yeah.
scroll through the comments, you'll see the link. But please, like when you're, even if you don't have time to just sit down and look at it, listen to it in your car. I
Yeah.
guarantee you some of the conversations will really bless you. It really will.
They will. And all the links also, I've got them in there. But if you go to auniqueheart.com, she's got all her social media at the bottom, and you can just simply click and find not only the product, but where to follow her and what's going to be next. So I'm so, so excited for you. And I love where everything's going. And look, in just 1 year's journey, just how much you've grown and how much love you've spread. So that we know it'll just be exponential. So
Right.
looking
So
forward
now,
to it.
Tracy, before we jump off of here, I cannot let you get off of this conversation
Okay.
without you sharing your experience. You got to share your experience
Oh, with the love?
with the
Yeah.
journal. Yeah, like you even bought it for your best friend. Like maybe you could share just a little snippet of, you know,
Yeah, no, it was very, first when I bought it for her, she was like showing me little, she was sharing with me, it would be, here and there, like little shots of her in the morning with the cat all curled up in her and in her lap, because, she was doing her self-love stuff and showing me. But no, for me, it was really, I do have a practice, but it really enriched it and showed, you get into a routine and then you're just kind of doing the same thing. So it was nice to have it in there, because it reminded me of doing a bit of the soul writing too, that I've done a couple times, where you're really checking in, and like you said, checking in with your heart, because that's where your soul is, and
yeah,
getting in touch with that stuff and really making you, what I found was the questions and the check boxes, and sometimes I'd have to add my own boxes, because I'm like, okay, well, that it's not here what I'm feeling, and so I would just write in my own stuff, and I'm
yeah,
like, okay, this is what I'm really feeling,
right.
and making you kind of own that and look at that's where you're starting the day from. So I'm just like, okay, when would write, it was like, okay, how am I going to shift this, because I don't want to wake up like with this, uh, and have that be my whole day.
Mhm.
And the other thing that I really took away from that too, which I hadn't done, was a practice in the evening, because you have that little reflection
Yeah,
about how the day
every night.
went,
Yes, the
right?
night. reflection. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice because it says, like, maybe something special happened, like, right?
Yeah.
Or something out of the blue, and, like, sometimes I'll, like, call for or ask, spirit to show me a sign or something, and it would be a way for me to, like, record that, or something else showed up that I wasn't really expecting, and, whether a person or an opportunity or just a sign would come
Mhm.
out. So it was nice to put that in there too and just have that acknowledged. So, even though when it's filled out, like you said, and
Mhm.
your stories as well, kind of giving prompts to remind you of, what things you're wanting to extract from people and have them reflect on,
Yeah.
help. And it always, like, when someone shares their story, you always hear your story in their story,
Mhm.
that's the power of storytelling too. It's like, oh yeah, I can relate because there was a time when XYZ. And so it was just, that reflective as well. And, when you get to go back and look at it, just like any journal, for those who do keep a journal, and you go back and you read where you were, 1 year ago,
Yes.
5, 10 years ago, and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you can either see how far you've come, or man, I'm really still doing that shit.
Oh, yeah. Or you still stuck. That was
Yeah.
the whole. That's why I say it's a lifetime gift, And
Mhm.
let's just say, you've written out how you were feeling 6 months ago. You still
Mhm.
can go back to that same page and just get you another blank journal and
Yeah.
still just keep journaling it out, because that's the point, is to show you your growth, or to
Yeah.
show you you're stuck. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Because if you're still battling the same thing from 6 months ago or a year ago, then that's an area that you might want to look into. So, but in the end results, when you face yourself and you face yourself full force, like it's like looking yourself in the mirror and really, really getting these feelings out. You can't help but to win and progress, because it's therapeutic. It's getting it
Yeah.
out. You've got to get it out on paper.
Mhm.
If you don't get it out and you keep holding it in, you will keep staying in the same old rut,
Yeah.
But listen, Tracey,
I
listen.
know, look at we've gone on and on.
Yes, yeah,
It's
but
like a regular program, right?
yes, but listen, pay it forward is going to be tremendously blessed, because you are just a sweet soul, just sweet spirit. I mean, you're just lovable. I mean, you tell Ruben he got a good catch. You tell him
Oh, he
he
lets me
got a
know
good
all the
catch.
time. Yeah. He's
Yes,
the
he
lucky
got
one, like you said.
yes, yes, you are the diamond in the rough. You are,
Thank
so, pay it forward is going to go forward. I'm so glad we met. I'm so glad our paths crossed. I'm so glad that we got to connect genuinely. I appreciate you for bringing me on your show. I just thank you for just being a good friend. Just, I like when, even before the show, guys, I gotta share this real quick, and then we can get off of here. But I have to let you know, you got to get your friend like Tracey. So before the show, she was going through my website and she was trying to make sure everything was right, because in case if people wanted to check things out, she wanted to make sure things were right. So I didn't even know it, because I always check my website from my mobile phone. I didn't even check it from the laptop. In some kind of way, one of my video channels like kind of froze up on the home page. She said, Benita, I can't get the video to close out. She said, are you aware that it's stuck? I was like, no, I didn't know. I was like, well, do I have time to fix it? She was like, yes. She was like, nobody's behind you. You're okay. So I immediately got on the phone, my web developer, and I was like, listen, I'm getting ready to go live. And my friend is telling me that this is not working. I said, and I'm going live later on tonight. We need to
you.
get this fixed. And immediately, we got it fixed. But that's my point. My point is, this is the kind of soul she has. This is the kind of friend that she is. Who takes the time to look at stuff and make sure it's right, and then let you know. So,
Oh,
girlfriend,
well, thank
listen, you're
you.
not you're not getting rid of me, okay?
Oh, well, thanks for the acknowledgement, and you either. I love it, and I look forward to us growing together, exchanging the love, and
Yes,
spreading the
there are
love. Yeah.
genuine people like this. So you stuck with me, honey. You
You
stuck
as
with me.
well. You as well. So yes, let's make that love contagious. Everyone, please take a look at auniqueheart.com. And if not for yourself, for somebody else you love that could use the gift of love. And that can be for a happy time. Could also be too for, mourning time. People are
Yes.
losing people, and it's just a matter of fact of life. And it's a very nice way to be reflective. And when you don't know what to get, and you just don't want to get flowers, it's another beautiful thing, including, dealing with cancer, dealing with illnesses. being an empty nester, all of those things. So it can be for, I mean, and love's there for every season, every reason. So get yourself a love in a box and remember that somebody loves you. Thank you, Benita, so much. Thank you, people. If anyone stayed this long, I thank you. But it's all good. It's all love, and it's just like emitting. So you're getting the love. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, and you have a blessed day.
All right. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye bye.